Chuck Long in on this edition of the Entertainment Outlook. From beautiful to something rotten, and from the sound of music to a gentleman's guide to love and murder, there is something for everyone in TPAC's upcoming Broadway series season. Here to give us all the details on this highly anticipated season, TPAC's Lisa Kennedy. Great to see you, Lisa.
Great to see you, Chuck. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and welcome to Out and About Today.
Thank you.
We love the whole crew from TPAC, and it's great to meet you and have you here.
Nice to meet you as well. Happy to be here and talking about the season.
And what an exciting season you picked to come talk about.
Exactly. I am so excited about this season. There's something for everyone, but what really has me really excited about this is that this season celebrates Nashville. This season has so many ties to the local community, so many ties to local art in the community, and I'm just so excited for everyone to see the season.
And when you say ties to the local community, you really mean that. So we're going to talk about it, and how it bookends. So we're going to start with the first production, and it definitely ties into the Nashville theater community as well. So let's talk about Evita. What an incredible musical.
Evita is going to be something you will never see anywhere else, Chuck. You can't see this on tour. You can't see it in another city. It is a unique Music City production that we are doing in collaboration with Studio 10.
Now, Studio 10 is one of the top theater companies, in the country, and they're right here in Nashville, which is really terrific. So there's actually going to be talent from their company in this, along with some great Broadway talent.
Absolutely. Eden Espinosa is going to be joining us from New York, and recently just added, Chuck, Anthony Crivello, Tony Award winner, is going to be joining us as Perone.
Now that's huge. For people that might not know, tell us a little bit about him.
Anthony Crivello is a Tony Award winner for A Kiss of the Spider Woman, and he is also a huge screen and theater actor, and he actually played Shay in the original production of Evita.
Wow.
You're not going to see that anywhere else, and Anthony doesn't always tour.
So that's really special. So put that on your calendars. We're going to go through the dates with you, and of course you can always get your season tickets, and we'll tell you about that too. Evita, September 9th through the 18th. Make sure you get your tickets for that now. All right, the second show of the season. Now this is one of those perennials too. And I can never see it enough. Rent.
Rent. And I bet when I said Rent, you started like the theme song Seasons of Love probably started going in your head.
Yes, it did.
After 20 years, that is what that show still means culturally to Nashville and to the world. And I think the story still resonates 20 years. Jonathan Larson's iconic rock opera about 7 artists struggling to make it and not losing their dreams. I think it's still very relevant.
And we can see, even in the clips that we're seeing right now, it's got such a fresh take, you can tell. I've heard about the fresh take, I've heard about the fresh tour. That's one of the things that's always exciting when you have a musical like that.
Oh, absolutely. After 20 years, anyone that's seen it 20 years ago is still going to see something different in this production. And if it's your first time, you're still going to see and experience what people from 20 years ago love about Rent.
Rent, it remains so relevant and has such an amazing message. It's just one of my favorites.
Me too.
All right, so let's talk about the dates on that. Rent is going to be October 18th through the 23rd, so that is coming up very soon. All right, now another one that's making its debut here in Nashville this year is A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder.
I am so excited to see Gentleman's Guide. It is a 2014 Tony Award winner for Best Musical. If you're a Downton Abbey fan, you probably want to come see this show. It's set in the Edwardian era of England and tells the story of Monty Navarro, who is a penniless young man who suddenly discovers that he's ninth in line to be the Earl of Highhurst. What Monty decides to do is take matters into his own hands and slowly knocks off every one of his relatives to get the earlship. And in between that, he juggles his mistress, he juggles his fiance, and basically what happens is just a hilarious ride. It's witty, it's funny, it's a great show.
And a big award winner too. So that is going to be for your calendars January 24th through January 29th. Again, mark that on your calendars. We're going to go through these quickly. Let's go on to the next one, which is Sound of Music. Talk about a classic.
Totally a classic, and I think it's even risen over the years. After the 2013 NBC Live musical, 44 million viewers on that. This show is completely a classic, has all the classic songs that you know and love. We are so excited to bring Sound of Music
I can hardly wait for that one, and if you want to mark that on your calendars, it is February 14th through the 19th. That is the Sound of Music. All right, Bodyguard, tell me about this.
I am so excited about Bodyguard. Get your girlfriends together, get a girls' night out. It's the perfect date night musical. It's based on Lawrence Kasdan's Oscar-winning film, The Bodyguard. Tells the story of Frank Farmer, a Secret Service agent who turns bodyguard for superstar Rachel Marin. They both think that they're going to be the one to kind of rule and tell who's in charge, and what happens is they really fall in love.
Amazing songs in this one. For your calendars, it is March 21st through the 26th. That is The Bodyguard. I can hardly wait to see that. All right, the one I'm looking the most forward to out of all of these, and I love every one of them, but is The Curious Case of the Dog in the Nighttime.
So Curious Case of the Dog in the Nighttime is the only play on the Broadway series. So excited about this. I've seen this in New York. It's an incredible production. This production tells the story of Christopher, who's 15 years old, has an extraordinary brain. He's just not necessarily equipped to interpret everyday life. The adventure starts out of somebody's dog shows up dead in the neighborhood, and they kind of go on this adventure with him trying to find out who the culprit was, and he makes this earth-shattering discovery that changes his entire life. It's really a touching and moving story, and I really think the audiences will all enjoy it.
I do too. And on the dates on that, April 25th through the 30th, Curious Case of the Dog in the Nighttime. Quickly touching on Beautiful, the Carole King musical.
If you loved Motown, you need to come see Beautiful. You will see all of Carole King's hits, One Fine Day. You will see all of the great shows, I Feel the Earth Move, You've Got a Friend, and you get to see her relationship with her husband as they're writing these songs. You get to see where she was in that place and time when she decided to write those lyrics.
Excellent, and that's May 23rd through May 28th. Now, the final show of the season is Something Rotten, and it has some really Nashville connections.
It does have some Nashville connections. Music and lyrics are actually by Nashville's own Wayne Kirkpatrick, and this show is fantastic. It's set in 1595 with the two Bottom brothers who are struggling to make it as writers in the shadow of the Bard, otherwise known as Shakespeare.
Right.
So they go to a soothsayer to try to kind of figure out like what they can do, and the idea for the first musical comes about.
So many people are looking forward to this season. Something Rotten, June 27th through July 2nd. Lisa Kennedy, you got through all 8 of those in time. That's perfect. Great having you. We're looking forward to it.
Great.
That's all the time we have for this edition of Out and About Today. We'll see you next time. Good night.